Hi, I'm Todd Peach. I bought my Mark V brand new in 2007, did my first track day shortly thereafter. I am now up to about 235,000 miles and 200 track days on this Blue Bunny. I have also done the Wookies in the Woods cross-country drive from Seattle a few times, and I've instructed about 1,000 drivers on track. I am currently the chief driving instructor for Audi Club Northwest, and I'm also a supercar coach for Extreme Experience. I've been asked to talk to you today about how to drive on the Dragon. So, you want to drive the Dragon? Basic thoughts on performance driving. Lessons learned from high performance driver education. Also known as Don't Let the Dragon Kill You. Let's start with seating. To properly drive, you must adjust your seating position to optimal. Generally, that's closer than most of y'all sit. Your ideal seating position has your arms bent, your seat upright, and your knees bent. For steering, we want hands at 9 and 3, light grip on the wheel, even fingertips only. Hands stay in position, no shuffle steering please. Tire pressures. With the car more or less empty, the optimal tire pressure is less than what's typically done on the road. For a good starting point is to aim for what your door placard says, like 39 psi, when the tires are actually hot. So at the beginning of a day, I'll drop the tires 3 or 4 psi cold, and then measure again after I've done some heat. See how close I am to the door placard. Don't forget to top the tires back up before filling up your car for the long drive home. Stay in your lane. Tired of hearing this yet? Don't cross the mustard. Don't cross the yellow line. If you can't avoid crossing the yellow line, that's your warning that you're out of control. Dial it, park it, dial it back or park it. A little more flexibility on the Mayo, as long as you can see all the way through the turn and it's clear of potholes, bicycles, and pedestrians. Don't drive faster than you can actually see. On a racetrack, you have corner workers to help keep you safe. They alert you to issues over blind crests or around the corner. On a public road, you're on your own. You need to be able to stop on the pavement that you can see in front of you. Blind turns and crests, wildlife, mud and rocks, other drivers, cyclists, all can be a surprise. Vision can be extended a little bit by following somebody, watching for their brake lights, but there's limits to that. The link leads to the famous Thunderbirds crash where everybody followed the leader right into the ground. Even if you're a rock star, you have to allow for crazy stuff coming your way in oncoming traffic. I haven't been out here a year where I haven't had somebody 2 or 3 feet in my lane as a surprise. Drive with your eyes up, eyes where you want to go, not following somebody else. Your peripheral vision is all you need to keep track of the vehicle in front of you. Drive your own line. Be scanning ahead, read the curve and the next curve. If the road's known to you, visualize the next turn before it even comes into view. Apex, late apex. Broadly speaking, a late apex is the safe way around a turn you don't know well. On a hairpin, the proper apex is nearly all the way around the turn. Slow in, fast out. Highway lane in the United States is typically 12 feet wide. My car's less than 6. You can do all of this by staying in your lane. Braking. If you are a rookie Wookie, get your braking done in a straight line before downshift and turn in. If you're an intermediate Wookie, concentrate on smooth brake release to avoid upsetting the balance of the car, ease transition of weight transfer. If you're an advanced Wookie, trail braking is how it's done, especially on the slower turns. Majority of braking is still done before the corner entry, and you ride the brake as the steering wheel turns in, releasing brake very smoothly before the apex. Imagine a string unwinding from the steering wheel that raises the brake pedal. If your engine's in the torque band, simply lifting throttle without braking is sufficient for some corners. Tapping brakes for balance and weight transfer is a great strategy. If you smell brakes, you might be pushing too hard. Brake fade's a bitch up here. Steering inputs. Golf platform rewards big, smooth arcs of steering. Abrupt inputs tend to result in plowing understeer. Handful of places on the Dragon where an abrupt autocross turn is effective, but don't overdo it. Quiet hands, smooth inputs equals fast. Again, hands at 9 and 3. It can be critical to know where straight ahead is if you need to counter steer. If you're following your buds, this can be effective for learning if the leader actually has great skills. But do a fair assessment of the relative merits of each other's vehicles. Car for car, your all-season tires simply don't have the grip of a 200 tread wear track tire. Don't let your ego write checks you can't cash. Eyes up, drive your own line. I drive very differently if I know I'm teaching somebody following me. I deliberately touch the brake pedal to show brake lights and braking points, and we're clear on whether I am teaching or they're on their own. If you randomly come up behind me, I will generously pull off and let you by. Speed and the law. As tempting as it is to top 90 between the corners, you can still have a ridiculous amount of fun here within 10 to 15 miles an hour of the speed limit. I lift after powering out of a corner and just hold a reasonable speed. Yet another reason I pull off and let people by. If you're the high nail, law enforcement will hammer you. If you're repeatedly doing high energy braking, you will likely boil fluid and brake fade unless your car is truly track prepped. Mods to handling. Stiffer rear sway bar. It's the gateway drug to handling mods. Makes the car more tail happy and eager to turn in. Probably great for autocross. Can be a rude awakening on the Dragon. Trailing throttle oversteer. A sudden lift off the throttle can bring the rear end out dramatically, send you off the road or on your lid. Lowered and slammed cars feel fast because they don't have body lean, but the body roll actually helps the Golf keep traction and corner faster. Yeah, don't do that. That includes fatigue. If you've been going hard all day, you're going to make mistakes when you're tired. For track days, we call this the 3 o'clock stupids. You make 2 mistakes in a row, pull up and cruise. That third one might be fatal to your car or to you. Videos and timing. Cool mementos. Don't be a dildo. There is a very real tendency to drive harder while the record button is on. I've done it. Booted a track out cone towards a turn worker at the Roval when I realized I was close to a personal best lap time. Most of my students brake later and plow hard in the corners when they fire up the camera. They all swear, they'll ignore it. They just want a video. It takes discipline to ignore it. Don't be a dildo. High performance driver education. If you're having a blast on these roads, consider signing up for HPDE in your area. It varies widely. I suggest finding some place that offers coaching. Volunteer organizations like Audi Club, BMW, CCA, Porsche Club of America tend to offer coaching for free at their events. MotorsportReg.com is a national registry for motorsports events across the country. Sign up for free, see what's out there. Parents, get your teen drivers into a driver skills car control clinic. Better yet, attend it with them so you can discuss shared experiences. You can absolutely do HPDE in a stock car. Don't mod your car until you've done HPDE and learn to drive it properly. Get an instructor's input on proposed mods. Majority of instructors will encourage you to do several events working on you before you change the car. It's basic scientific method stuff. Change one thing at a time. You. Most events allow you to share a car. It's a good way to have fun with a spouse.